Hey, Eastern Oregon, thanks for jumping in with us today. And that applause is from our huge studio audience. Did you hear that, Kyle? Are they in your area or mine?
They usually clamor around my window. Get out here and look in, you know, so they can see me.
They're like peeking in.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you this morning, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. This is brought to you by Marketplace Fresh Foods, 4th and Adams. Be sure you share the stream, turn on your notifications, and let's get this thing going, BC.
That's right. Yeah. And for those that don't know if you hit share on this stream, it shares it on your own Facebook page, which is good for us. Kind of tells friends that we're here. Say,
My shirt matches my background today.
I know if we had
I
the
almost
green
blend in.
if we had the green screen thing on, you'd have stripes. You'd be naked, dude.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, that wouldn't be good.
No, that'd be kind of embarrassing, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So hey,
Yep.
Mike Bowen, glad you're here
Morning,
with
Mike.
us, man. Yep. So, well, what's going on, Kyle?
Oh, just a weekend full of football. Let's see. Brady beat Breeze. If people are football fans, it was kind of a cool moment. I mean, everybody has their own opinion about Brady, with Deflategate and everything, but there was one of the coolest moments in football after that game. You could pretty much tell Breeze is going to retire. He looked up at the scoreboard. He looked at his wife, walking off the field.
Right.
But after the game, Brady and Breeze were out on the field in New Orleans, and Brady threw Breeze's oldest son or middle son a touchdown pass. And
really?
Then they hugged, and it was almost like the GOAT saying goodbye to the GOAT number 2 almost. You know what I mean? Like those guys.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this if they're not football fans, but a lot of the people in Louisiana look at Drew Brees as like a godsend because he was there that Super Bowl right after Katrina, man. That brought a lot of people up in a time when they were really down, And so Breeze is an important dude in Louisiana, and for him to retire, there's been he hasn't officially announced it yet, but there's been tweets all over from all the Louisiana players that are in the NFL that grew up watching Breeze, thanking him, Thank you for, being with us during a time when things were rough. Yeah. For sure.
It's pretty wild, and I know that happens quite a bit when you have a quarterback, both of those guys that have been playing for so long, and so then you have literally elementary kids that were playing football, looking at those guys playing football.
Yeah.
And now
playing with them today. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. And now they're playing with them or against them, what a weird thing that would be.
Yeah. Mike said that he's pretty sure that Dana's happy.
Why is that?
Well, yeah, Dana's a Patriots fan, but he likes Brady. I mean, Brady was his quarterback for damn near 20 years,
Yeah.
So I'm sure I'm actually happy. I thought it was kind of cool. I don't know that it could have ended any better. I honestly don't think anybody's going to beat Kansas City. So,
yeah. Although this last Sunday, I mean, who'd they play? The Browns? Who'd they play?
The Browns played Kansas City. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and they did pretty well, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you watched that game or not, but
I watched most of it.
I mean, when I tuned into the beginning of it, and I thought that Kansas City was going to walk all over them, but in the end, it was pretty close.
Yeah, 22-17 was the final.
Yeah, I mean, it was right down to, and that was a kind of a cool way that game ended. I mean, Kansas City at the very end kind of ran out the clock, but I mean, it was very close. It was very close to where the Browns could have gotten the ball back and potentially scored, and they had their backup quarterback was in.
Yeah, they just needed one first down and they got it. And Mahomes went out on a concussion protocol, and we'll see. Who knows? Mahomes might not even play next week.
Huh.
Which is really bad for Kansas City. No, I haven't heard anything yet today.
Yeah.
I know he's in concussion protocol. They usually don't make the decision until Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah. So Dana says, yeah, it was a good game. Yes, London is happy.
Hey, go to work or something. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we like you guys' comments. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah. And we're going to have a call line. We're going to have a designated call line. And so in the
future, hooked up today, right?
Yep. Yeah. EOA, who is one of our sponsors, they're bringing another line in for us, and so then we can have some calls come in.
We'll be able to take video calls too.
Yeah.
Video calls, telephone calls, whatever.
Yeah. Hey, look at this weather, man. Look at this weather cam. Isn't that beautiful?
Absolutely beautiful. It was just like this yesterday too.
Yeah. And
can't beat it. It's nice and clear and cold and sunny.
I know.
I can live with that. I like that better than cold and rainy or cold and snowy.
I know. And boy, it was chilly last night, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. I like it cold though. I want to put a blanket on at night. I don't like to be hot.
Well, so let me get this back to where we were. There we go.
Yeah.
Well, hey, let me for those of folks that don't know, we have, and I mentioned it, we have a weather kid who calls the weather for us, and Gabe, and I want to just show a little bit of his video. If you guys have not checked us out, he drops this video for us. We put it up on Friday night. But this is from last week, but I just kind of wanted you to see a little of this.
More clouds and sunshine, but definitely still some sun breaks in the mix are likely, with temperatures in the low 40s. By Sunday, we'll start to see some light rain showers move through by the latter part of the morning and continuing through at least the first part of the afternoon, with temperatures topping out in the mid 40s. Then we become dry Sunday evening, heading into Monday morning, but clouds will still prevail throughout the first part of the day Monday, until we get some increasing sunshine throughout the second half of the day, with temperatures approaching 40 degrees.
So he's coming up on Tuesday, but he has given us a new, more updated thing for Tuesday. Kyle, why don't you kind of run through that for us?
Yeah. So it looks like this is today's weather, and looks like we're looking at a low of around 29, high of around 41. It's going to be mostly sunny all day, and into the evening, it'll turn into partly cloudy with wind in the upper 20 miles per hour.
And then tomorrow,
low of 32, high of 38, and basically the same as today, just a little bit smaller window, a little bit warmer in the morning, a little bit cooler in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Mostly cloudy all day.
Yeah, and we appreciate Gabe doing that for us. So you said our Marketplace Fresh Foods is our sponsor.
Yeah, they got a couple specials today.
Yeah, remember what those are?
So the food specials: chicken fettuccine Alfredo, and I had that last week, and it was a two-mealer. That's $8.95, 2 meals. Well, I mean it's one meal, but I split it into two, and I'm not a small dude. It comes with bread. The noodles are cooked to perfection. They're al dente. They're not soggy. It's got a nice cream sauce, big pieces of chicken. And then the soup's French onion and loaded baked potato. And that's my second favorite over there. Number 2. So the loaded baked potato, big chunks of bacon. It's excellent.
So the loaded baked potato is the special for today also?
It's the soup.
Oh, okay. Okay. Got it.
I think they heard. You just didn't.
No, I didn't. I was distracted. Yeah. Did you happen to get the special for tomorrow? No, I guess we don't know what that is.
No, we don't. The special. What is the special on Wednesdays? I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, she didn't tell me.
But man, we talked about their fish and chips that they had last Friday, and I had that. It was fantastic. In fact, I posted a picture of it on EOA Live because it was just. I
told everybody I knew.
Yeah, no, it was really, really good.
My neighbor came and got it. The guys at Brother Bear came and got it. Pretty soon the whole town's going to come and get it.
Yeah, and it's the real deal. I mean, he cuts up the fish.
It's only $9.
Makes the batter himself. Yeah, I mean, this isn't something that's frozen that he takes and throws into a deep fat fryer. This
homemade tartar sauce too, and I'm not a huge tartar fan dude. Tartar sauce fan. I'm not a huge tartar sauce fan, and it's really mild tartar sauce, which I like. I don't like that real bitter taste.
Yeah,
it's excellent, man.
So if you're here, if you're watching, we'd love to have you tell us who you are and where you're from, so that we can interact with you.
Unless you're a stalker, because then I don't want to know.
Yeah. Do you really have a stalker, dude? I mean,
No, probably not.
You're
No,
single.
just Dana.
Yeah. You're single. If you had a stalker, you'd want their number.
No. I like being single. I'm good with it. No complaints.
Yeah. All right. Well, you and I were having an interesting conversation yesterday.
Yeah.
About returning carts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ultimate litmus test.
The ultimate litmus test. That's what you said.
Litmus. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And it's funny. This you came up with this. Oh, I keep pushing the wrong button. Sorry.
You're good. And basically, the shopping cart's the ultimate litmus test for whether a person is capable of self-governing. And I've seen this on the internet a few times. It's an easy, convenient task where we can recognize what's correct and appropriate. To return the shopping cart's objectively right. There are no situations other than dire emergencies where a person wouldn't, be able to return their cart. But then at the same time, it's not illegal to abandon your shopping cart. Therefore, the shopping cart is the ultimate example of whether a person will do what is right without being forced to do it. So it shows your integrity, I think. Right? I mean, if you're going to do what's right when nobody's looking, that's means that you have integrity. And if I guess if you decide not to put the shopping cart back, it doesn't really hurt anybody. If 1 million people don't put their shopping cart back, it costs the company whatever time it takes for their workers to walk and get the shopping cart, I guess.
Well, and you know what's funny is that I didn't know that it was a thing. I mean, so when we go shopping, Tanya's like, I mean, she's very diligent about returning the shopping cart. I'm sometimes indifferent, especially if the return is if it's not convenient, if it's a long ways away. So I guess I didn't know it was an expectation. I
don't know that it is an expectation of some people. You know what I mean? I think I wouldn't judge somebody for not returning their cart is basically what I'm saying.
Well, right, but it sounds like some people do judge.
Absolutely.
Not returning their cart. Yeah.
If you Google it, there's page after page about the litmus test.
I guess I didn't know. I guess I'll do better. And we got a thumbs up. Somebody's saying like, yeah, that's the thing to do.
Hey, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I just said no. Go ahead.
You.
No, I was just going to say, if somebody else has an opinion about this, weigh in on this. Go ahead, Kyle.
No, I was just going to change the subject a little bit because something just popped in my head. My mom posted this picture today. And if anybody remembers the old Kool-Aid commercials where the Kool-Aid man busts through the door, breaks down the house door. Do you remember those commercials, BC?
Yeah.
Kool-Aid man. Well, it's a picture of the big bad wolf, and there's a house with the 3 little pigs looking out the window, and it says the moment when things got real. And the big bad wolf is handing the Kool-Aid man money. I was cracking up. My mom posts so many posts on Facebook. It's ridiculous.
She does.
She should get sponsored by Facebook for posting.
Yeah, if there was a product, she would be like,
tie-dye. She advertises for free from the lady she buys tie-dye for.
Does she?
Seriously. Oh yeah, she's a tie-dye monster. I mean, my mom, there was a stretch of about 10 years where the only thing she wore was tie-dye. Like nothing else.
Really?
All different kinds and all different colors of tie-dye. Yeah.
Well, and she colors her hair too, right?
Purple.
I mean, is that
purple?
That match? And she's
smells like patchouli. You'd think she was a pothead from like the 70s, but she's not. Got 33 years sober, clean and sober.
Oh, but she kind of was in the hippie era, though, right?
Yeah, she's born. I don't want to date her, but she's born in 1959.
Yeah. Well, she's not too much older than I. So we were kind of kids. We were kids during the
She's gonna
hippie
be
era.
here tomorrow.
Is she?
Yep.
Well, we'll have to have her jump on and talk to us about things. Yeah.
She's gonna be here tomorrow. I'm pretty excited.
Yep.
Somebody else, Kara Johnson, said something on here. Let's see that and putting things back. You choose to not want. Oh yeah. I've been in Safeway and I've seen like cottage cheese on the spaghetti aisle. It's like, who does that? That might sit there for like a day and nobody see it, or you know what I mean? Or they'll take their, oh, I don't want this frozen good, and they'll stick it on in the bakery. It's like,
yeah.
You can just hand it to somebody at the front. They'll put it away for you.
No, I do. I agree with that. I guess there's this point where, I'll tell you the thing that drives me crazy though, is when you have stores that purposely will not have the prices to their items. So, I mean, I went through an airport, was in an airport not too long ago, and you had to literally ask how much every item was, and it drives me crazy. I mean, I wanted to be a turd and grab all of the items and take them up to the counter. Like, okay, can you tell me how much this is? Can you tell me how much this is? And, and I guess that's the cheap side of me is I want to know how much it is I'm going to pay for something, especially if it's in the airport and you're already paying a tremendous amount of money for it, So that drives me crazy.
Dana said that my mom's going to beat me. And then he said, have her come on and give Kyle. There are no secrets, Dana. The skeletons are almost all out of the closet.
Yeah. What I was kind of wanting was like, I want to get some of your old tapes and get some pictures of you or some video of you pitching or playing ball.
She's got a lot of that. That's for sure. Yeah. And the only person you can hear in the whole place is her. Seriously, we talked about that on the show, on the Johnny Ballgame show. I had the ability to shut people out, when I was pitching. Like I could shut except for her. She's the only person I could hear. It was really weird.
Well, it's funny because not too long ago, we converted all of the tapes of a professional football player. And that was kind of interesting to watch, to watch him play football at the age of 12 and knowing that he's in the NFL. He just recently retired. I won't say his name, but
yeah, it's weird, huh?
Yeah. But I'll tell you what was interesting was listening to his mom yell at him from the stands.
That's how my mom was.
Yeah. It was like, yeah. I mean, the reason he was in the NFL is because his mom was like driving him. I mean, every play. Yeah, and boy, hell hath no fury if the ref made the wrong call. She was like all over that. Yeah.
Mike said that he likes putting broken eggs in different aisles. I used to like doing other things with eggs, but not putting them on aisles, putting them on houses. Back in the old days. Who puts broken eggs on aisles? Like, what do you do? Just, I don't know. My refrigerator stinks this morning too. Every Monday or Tuesday morning, my refrigerator stinks because I always cook my boiled eggs for the week on either Sunday or Monday. That's my breakfast.
Oh, I see. And so, like, they stink because they've been in there a while? Or?
No, just because it smells like boiled eggs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
I opened it this morning. I was like, whew.
So how do you like your boiled eggs?
I take the yolks out. I eat 6. I take the yolks out of 4 and eat the yolks out of 2. And eat 6 whites.
So say that again. So you eat 2 yolks and 6 whites.
Yep. That's breakfast.
So what do you do with the other yolks?
Throw them away.
Wow.
I know that's not good. I should save them or do something with them. But I'm trying to lose weight, and that's where all the fat is. So I just I cut out 2/3 of the yolks.
Huh.
And I didn't read that anywhere. I just did it on my own because I know yolks have a lot of fat in them. And I'm not a huge fan of the yolk anyways.
Yeah. Okay, well, what else is going on locally here?
Locally, let's see. Yesterday it was crazy. I had this softball player on my sports show yesterday. I actually interviewed her Friday. Only a sophomore. And it is the most comfortable I've ever been in an interview. Her energy and just the way she, like, I felt like I was talking to my sister. It was the most comfortable I've ever felt in an interview by far. It was awesome.
And
it really was.
And I'm sorry, I didn't get it. Was that, did you post that last night?
Yeah, that was on last night's show. Taylor Dow. She's a sophomore. She's shortstop. She hits in the 3-hole. I think she's the team captain. I didn't come out and ask her, but if you hit in the 3-hole, you're the best player on my team if I'm a coach.
Okay, what's 3-hole? I'm sorry, I don't know.
The third hitter.
Oh, okay, got it.
The third hitter up to bat,
right. Yep, got that.
So if you hit in the 3-hole, you're the best hitter on most teams.
And why? I mean, I remember, I remember so why is that? Why is the third slot the most critical in baseball?
Well, because you have a chance, because you usually put some speed. Your leadoff guy is the guy that gets on base well.
Going to get on. Okay.
Your number 2 hitter is usually a contact guy that's fairly fast. And your number 3 hitter is a guy that's going to get some hits. And the reason why you put your 3 hitter in the, and it's kind of changed a little bit in the last like 10 years, but it always used to be your 3 hitter was your best hitter because and you're going to get up in the first inning no matter what, because there's 3 outs in an inning. So you're going to get up the first inning no matter what. Now a lot of teams though are putting their best hitter at the leadoff spot because they want their best hitter to hit as many times as possible. It's all about analytics now. So it's really weird.
So by having them be number 1, there's a chance that they're going to go
Get
through
more
the cycle
at-bats.
multiple. Yeah.
I mean,
in a game.
If you look at it on paper, mathematically, if you're hitting leadoff, you're going to have as many or more at-bats than anybody else on the team if you play every game.
Because you're not going to get through the cycle every. Yeah.
No,
right.
just because you're hitting first. So if say a game goes 9 innings and you face 20, a guy throws a 1-hitter. Well, your leadoff hitter is going to bat 4 times.
Right. Got it.
Everybody else is only going to bat 3 times.
Right. I follow that.
Yeah. Yep. And then let's see. This week I'm going to have a track athlete on. It'll be a surprise coming up. Last week, I had Kai Quinn from EOU, the 4-year starting quarterback at EOU on. They're starting to get excited. Their season's going to start on the 27th of February, but I've gotten a few messages from coaches in the last couple of days that are pretty worried.
About what?
That we might not see sports.
Have a season at all?
Yeah. The numbers are, granted, yesterday we had 0, but we've been averaging like 15 a day.
Right.
And that EOU's, we're already in such a weird position. They're going to try to play all the sports at once. You got the softball team practicing at 5 o'clock in the morning because it's the only time they can get into a gym. Practicing for getting ready for a season at once. Now, yeah, all the teams practice all year around, but all the teams don't practice getting ready for a season all year round. And so when you're practicing getting ready for the season, there's a huge strain on the facilities right now.
Yeah.
It's I don't envy them up there right now for sure.
Yeah.
And the high school's practicing. They're practicing all their sports. I put that out, the schedule, and we just don't know what's going to happen with games as of now. I mean, there are schedules.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I got all excited last week, and then I kind of like this week I'm back to, oh man, maybe maybe not. Mike, I've had the lacrosse coach on, and I will gladly get a lacrosse player on because I haven't had one yet, and I've been talking to Coach P about that. She's the lacrosse coach up at EOU, and I don't know much about it either. I know there's a few different rules between men's and women's. They play with one more player, I think, and the women don't wear shoulder pads because they're not allowed to check like in men's and in hockey. But yeah, I do. When we had the Johnny Ballgame show, we had what's her name? She's Chamberlain's cousin. She was the first recruit. Her name is Regan. We had her on a lacrosse player on the Johnny Ballgame show, and she talked a little bit about what women's lacrosse is, and I think it probably is exciting to watch. I mean, it's fast paced, more fast paced than soccer, that's for sure.
Yeah, and they're new this year, right? I mean,
brand new team.
Yeah,
they were the women's team that EOU brought in to even out for baseball because of Title IX. You have to have the same amount of sports for women and men.
Yeah, well, good deal.
Yeah, and Coach P's one of a kind too. Like her husband is the new SID up there, William, and I've had him on my show a couple times. He came from Central Washington, and that dude is, I mean, they're both just amazing people.
Cool. Well, hey, on the COVID front, we're going to have a CHD update today at 1:30. I'm sure we'll have some information about some of those current numbers and kind of where CHD and Carrie sees that going and stuff.
We vaccination wise, my neighbor, he was all worried. Like he's like, so his wife is high risk. And I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, sign up to get your vaccination. You can get vaccinated right now. Your wife only has one lung. I mean, if there's anybody that's high risk, it would be her. And you guys are both over 65.
Yeah.
And we're not in phase 2 yet, but they're in phase 1. He's her caregiver. So I was like, dude, you need to get signed up and get vaccinated. Like if anybody needs it, it's her. You know what I mean? Like I get all nervous going over there, you know, like because they feed me like once a week. They take good care of me. So I'm a little bit, you know, nervous. You know, I don't want to be the one that brings COVID into their house, you know. So I'm like, go get vaccinated. Hurry up.
Yeah, I mean, I had a really good conversation with Dr. Hunsaker last week about he's the doc up at Grand Ronde Hospital who's kind of on the front lines and in charge of their COVID force up there. And you know, it was just good to hear from a doc, you know. I mean, one of the things he expressed was the frustration of how, you know, sometimes people are just careless and risk the health of someone else and how critical that can be. And so, yeah.
That just made me think about something that who was I talking? Oh, I was talking with Johnny about this the other day. We always argue about whether on the job training or schooling is more important when it comes to hiring or moving into a job. Johnny's a schooling dude. I'm an on the job dude. And here's what here's the best way I can back up my argument about on the job training. You could have somebody read a book on how to wipe a butt, or you can have somebody that wiped butts for 5 years. Who would you want wiping your butt? Simple. Right? I mean, I think America, especially, we're moving more towards hiring people that have experience. I know if I was a boss and I had, you know, somebody with a degree or somebody that's done it for 10 years, I'm probably taking the one that's done it for 10 years.
Right. And so, but I'm trying to connect that to our conversation of vaccinations. Did that connect?
No, it connected to the doctor. I was thinking about doctors.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Because the whole, you know, getting your doctorate. I saw a thing on Facebook earlier today. Oh, we got all these internet PhDs. And I'm like, you don't know if that person knows, you know, they don't have to have a PhD to have PhD level of knowledge.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, it's kind of funny because, you know, I mean, moving back to the doc from Grand Ronde Hospital, I mean, you know, like you move into this COVID situation, I mean, there was no training on how to, I mean, I'm sure they did, but there was no training on how the hospital should equip themselves to have a COVID unit. I mean, they just had to adapt.
Do it on the fly, huh?
Yeah, and it was kind of funny because one of the things that in a previous conversation that I had with Stephen Hunsaker, he talked about how what they did was, and they are doing is, since the hospital they're capped out at 25 beds, and those 25 beds have to be, that is allotted. I mean, so then if you have several COVID cases, then those COVID cases are going to take some of that capacity. The average capacity that the hospital runs might be from 13 to 17 inpatient in hospital people, at any one time. Anyhow, the point is they can't just create some kind of a special COVID unit and then not have COVID patients, because they might need that occupancy for just regular folks that are ill. So what they've figured out a way is like setting up temporary walls. So then if they can see that they have a number of COVID patients coming up, then they have the ability to set up temporary walls and build some kind of a COVID unit that is expandable right on the spot. And literally they can do that within an hour or so. But that's the kind of adaptability that, you kind of have to come up with. That's on the job training, adaptability, where people, they just figure it out on the spot.
Yeah. BC, before we get out of here, I'm going to play the game that I play on my show with you.
Okay.
You ready?
I hope so.
Would you rather be in jail for 5 years or be in a coma for 10? And why?
In jail.
You don't want to give up 10 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're in jail, at least you can communicate. You can look at pictures. I mean, I'm thinking of my grandkids, at least there's some means of keeping up with them and your relationships that are precious to you, where if you were in a coma for 10 years, you would just wake up one day.
There's a blank 10 years of your life.
Like, all these people are older, and this 5-year-old that you knew is now a teenager.
But what if you had to be like in like a hard prison, like where things were just tough, like in South America, like in one of those toughest prisons in the world, on Discovery Channel?
Yeah, that would be awful.
That'd be terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
you break the law down there. That's
Well, and if you couldn't communicate, that would be a whole nother thing. Let's say, I mean, if you were in a jail or something, and you couldn't communicate with your loved ones or whatever the case might be, that'd be awful. That would be like being in a coma, only being awake,
tortured. Being tortured in that coma.
Yeah.
I always ask the athletes one would you rather question. Sometimes it's like that, or I'll ask them like, would you rather be stuck on an island with somebody who constantly talks, or by yourself? And you can't stop them from talking. That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
You might go crazy either way.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, should we get out of here? We
should. We appreciate this. Marketplace Fresh Foods right here, 4th and Adams in LeGrand. Today they got chicken fettuccine Alfredo, $8.95, French onion soup, and loaded baked potato soup with big old chunks of bacon. It's excellent. You can trust me. I mean, look at me. I'm a pretty good judge of food.
That's right. Yeah. Thanks, you guys, for tuning in. We'll be back here on Thursday mornings.
If I can wake up.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have a call line set up by then, and you guys can call in.
Thanks, Mike.
Appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, pass the word. There's no use doing this if we're just going to talk to ourselves.
The other thing, you can email us at office@eoalive.tv, if you have ideas or, if you got something you want us to discuss, and shoot us an email.
That's right.
It's at eoalive.tv. And like we said, phone lines coming in today. We'll have a phone number where you'll be able to call in if you want to be on the show, and we can video you in.
Yeah, and Johnny's going to be with us on Thursday. Is that the plan?
That's the plan.
So so Johnny will be a guest. So pass the word there.
Yep.
So thanks a lot, Eastern Oregon, and we'll see you soon.